Hello, this is Esotic, and this is the demonstration video for the version 1.19 of the fuel usage mod that I've created that is somewhat optimized for endurance racing. You'll see it looks a little bit different than before. As I cross the start finish here, you'll see it blinking yellow. The color of the blinking is indicative of you had your fuel usage compared to the average fuel usage. So that was yellow, which means we were within the acceptable amount of overage. We used a little bit of extra liters per lap, but not enough to really be concerned. So that is blinks yellow, and that's customizable in the config, which we'll look at when I'm done sort of running these laps and talking. We're about to hit the trying to talk and drive at the same time, which of course, you know, it's not guaranteed to go well. You're about to hit the 2.25. There we go. So now that was actually a good lap in terms of fuel consumption, but not in terms of my lap time. It's funny. So now we're in the range of, we have less than 2 laps left. And so the whole thing's kind of, well, those 3 have turned yellow. And the right side of the app is showing me how many liters I would need to add if I wanted to go 17 more laps. So I would need to find some time to come over here and add 25. And you gotta do this while you're driving, which of course is, I missed one, it's 24. So now it's up to 26. Okay, so now I got my 26 liters for doing 17 laps. And the calculation for how many liters you need is an estimate based on what you would need when you pass start finish, and there's actually an overage in there in a number of laps, so you'll get like an extra lap's worth of fuel, or that's the default. Whatever you specify in the INI, let's say you only want an extra third of a lap or something like that. So here we are getting ready to cruise into the pits, and when I get my fuel, I should end up with about 18.25 liters ish. Let's see what happens. 18.04. Okay, so that was pretty close. So I think we've seen the majority of the features, and of course you can adjust this spinner, that's what it's called, and it'll recalculate. I don't think we're going to be able to ask for more laps, or more laps than we could put liters in the tank, but if you do ask for more laps than you can put liters in the tank, this number will be red, indicating you can't fit that much in your fuel tank. So that's kind of a feedback there, which we're not seeing now because we're at Brands Hatch, because I can do fast laps here. I'm going to bring this back down to 17 because that's what I want it to be at for right now. And I don't have a background on this because I've got this nice little area in my Lamborghini where I can just tuck that in. Actually, I want to snap that in place. Okay, so now we'll go over the INI options. Backgrounds, whether or not you show the background. Background opacity is how opaque you want the background to be. One would be full opacity, be black. Hide the icon is hiding the AC icon that's sometimes up here in the corner. Background border, I usually turn that off. Show blinking, that enables or disables that blinking that we saw when we passed start finish, for showing you the last lap's fuel consumption. As a comparison to the average. Acceptable overage, this is the amount that we deem to be an acceptable extra amount of fuel that got used on that lap, and then that would show yellow as opposed to green if we use less fuel, or red if we used more than that. Gui scaling, you can scale this thing up if you're like an NVIDIA DSR user, or you got a super high DPI display. You can scale up the app so it's not so super tiny. Laps to calculate, this is the number from this spinner, and when you shut down AC, this number would get updated. Laps of overage, that's the extra amount of fuel you want this number to suggest to you. So I put in 17 laps because that's what my next stint might be, and it's going to automatically add this amount of overage. I feel like on most tracks, like just adding an extra lap's worth of fuel makes sense. If you're at something like the Nordschleife, you don't need a whole extra lap's worth of fuel. You might need like an extra quarter lap's worth of fuel for whatever reason. Just to have a little extra in the tank so you don't run out, because people do that, and don't do that. Last lap's fuel delay, when you pass start finish, if you have your show blinking set to 1, this will dictate how long you want the blinking to occur. And this is 5,000 milliseconds, which is 5 seconds. So I think that's everything. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to post them here in the YouTube comments or on the race department forums, the thread where the app is posted. Thank you.